to episode 2 of the Elkville Christian Church podcast. I'm host Jake Gibbs.
And I'm Jordan Evans. Thank you for joining.
We appreciate all of our viewers. And tonight we are joined with Amanda Hickman.
Hi.
Thank
Happy
you.
to be here.
Thank you very much. We appreciate you coming on the show. Wanted to make sure you saw our first episode before you, that way you'd have a chance at least to all of a sudden have some reason why you couldn't come here.
I was entertained.
Past the point of no return now.
Yeah, here we go. You're part of history.
Yeah.
But no, we appreciate you setting some time aside this evening to answer some of our questions.
All right.
And of course, we are recording in the Camille Hickman Memorial Library, which was your sister.
Was my sister, yeah.
And we'd like to honor her by mentioning her tonight. So,
Well, this library came about after she passed. This church was so very comforting and supportive the entire time that we were going through her accident and her time in the hospital. And as a family, we wanted to give back to this church that has given us so very much. And the library seemed like the right answer. My sister was a huge reader, and it was our pleasure to gather books and get them all sorted and everything else. And we love it that people use it. We love it that the ministerial team uses the reference material, and there is a huge section of fiction and nonfiction. And so if people are not using it, they absolutely should. There's a lot of material here.
Yep. And
people donate all the time, which is great. We love that.
If you wanted to donate a book, who do you talk to?
My mom. And she'll, every now and again, they have like a pile that appears over there. And once every, probably about 6 months, a big team comes in and we get them all sorted and labeled and put on the shelves. And then people can check them out as they want to.
now we're going to get into some real important questions. Jordan.
These are just fun questions, kind of
Okay.
to warm up.
Okay.
We'll write down the answers.
Okay.
All right. What's your favorite food?
Pasta.
Do you like shaped pasta?
Yeah. All
Like
the
shells?
Shells, noodles. All the things.
I like the rotini noodles, the spirals.
The spirals.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
The tubular ones really soak up a lot of this stuff. And so those are...
That's good thinking.
Do you like good
I like
pasta?
that.
If you could visit any era or time period, what would it be?
Well, as an English teacher, I feel compelled to visit Shakespeare's time, so I could go to the Globe and hopefully not catch the plague while I'm there, but see a play.
That's fair.
So,
I'm not sure how to spell that.
for those who may not know, what time period would that have been?
That would have been the late 1500s, early 1600s.
Shakespearean time period. That's
Right.
It was
Yeah. I mean, I knew that.
Yeah.
I just figured there's probably somebody out there that doesn't
the
know.
audience, the listening audience.
all right. Past, present, or future. If you could have dinner and a conversation with any person, who would it be?
I give notes every year about Boudica. She is the warrior queen of the Iceni tribe, and she defeated a Roman legion at one point and burned London to the ground. I feel like it would be important to have a conversation with Boudica.
Wow.
She was fierce. I would probably be a little bit afraid of her. I would be very respectful.
She was busy.
Yeah.
Wow. I'll have to look her up.
I give notes on her every year, and the kids always are wide-eyed. They've never heard of her, and so...
Yeah, I mean,
Boudica.
not that my history classes were extensive by any means, but I've never heard of her either, so I'll have to look into her.
She's intense.
Cool.
In this episode, we're highlighting the position that you are, I guess, in charge of or participating in. And I wanted to read a quick passage that kind of, I think, encapsulates the idea of being a cheerful giver. This is from Exodus chapter 35, 20 through 29. Then all the congregation of the sons of Israel departed from Moses' presence, and everyone whose heart stirred him and everyone whose spirit moved him came and brought the Lord's contribution for the work of the tent of meeting and for all its service and for the holy garments. Then all whose hearts moved them, both men and women, came and brought brooches and earrings and signet rings and bracelets, all articles of gold. So did everyone who presented an offering of gold to the Lord. Everyone who was in possession of violet, purple, or scarlet material, or fine linen, or goat's hair, or ram skins dyed red, or fine leather brought them. Everyone who could make a contribution of silver and bronze brought the Lord's contribution, and everyone who was in possession of acacia wood for any work of the service brought it. And all the skilled women spun with their hands and brought what they had spun in violet, purple, and scarlet material, and in fine linen, and all the women whose hearts stirred with a skill spun the goat's hair. The rulers, moreover, brought the onyx stones and the stones for setting for the ephod and for the breastpiece, and the spice, and the oil for the light, and for the anointing oil, and for the fragrant incense. The Israelites, all the men and women whose heart moved them to bring material for all the work which the Lord had commanded through Moses to be done, brought a voluntary offering to the Lord. Now, obviously, this is not something we do ever. Mm-hmm. Of course, if you have some gold and you want to donate it, feel free.
Noted.
We'll take care of that. No problem.
Yeah.
But the overarching spirit was everyone was happy to participate in the worship of our God Almighty. Mm-hmm. And that is something that we still do to this day, slightly different fashion. So it's not only a monetary thing. You know, we kind of talk about that a lot. But, you know, Jesus said where if you're only doing what the Pharisees are doing, you should probably check yourself. Mm-hmm. So if you're only giving in one way or another, whether it's materials or wealth or what have you, you should also be thinking about giving in a service aspect. Mm-hmm. And that's what many of the people do at our church, and we thrive off mm-hmm. of volunteers. And so we wanted to highlight your position because it's extremely important. It is specifically an aid to us worshiping God. And if you would like to go ahead and talk about what your position is, I gave you a title. I don't know if you have one.
I don't think I have one.
But I like Sunday Service PowerPoint Operator.
I like it.
Is that in capital?
It really. I like that operator is in there.
It's not PowerPoint anymore. What is it?
It's not. It's actually a program called Proclaim, which operates very similar to PowerPoint.
Okay.
Except it's better. Proclaim is I think it's like web-based, but we pay a subscription to have access to everything that's in there. And in it is every song literally ever. And so you don't have to do a lot of typing. It's not very typing intense at all. Basically, you just go to a previous sermon service, and then you duplicate it, and then you just kind of use that as a guide. And so we take out the song that was last week, and we pop in the song that is this week. And there's a database. I couldn't even begin to know how many songs are in there. And every time we do one, we kind of edit it because our church has a very powerful music ministry. And the musicians that we have on stage are, it's usually bespoke. They like to make their own versions of whatever songs are out there based on what talent we have on the stage. And so every now and again, there's a little editing that goes into it, but not a lot. But once you do that once, it's saved forever as an Elfville Christian service, Elfville Christian Church song. And it's right there next time you go. You could get the entire thing done in about 30 minutes if you're just popping in old songs that we have done before. Every now and again, you have to put in a new one, and there's a learning curve to putting in a brand new song, but it's not terribly difficult. And I know that we have so many people in our church who use computers daily at their work. And if you can do whatever it is you're doing daily at your work, you can absolutely do Proclaim. I enjoy choosing the backgrounds for it. We also pay a subscription to a database called Igniter Media, and it has really great backgrounds, and they're seasonal, which is great. So there's always something new that you can pull and make it beautiful as it's on the screen and meaningful. I also have Vicki Perry, who helps me out a lot. And it's very important to her when she puts the slides together that the words of the song or the words of the sermon match the image on the screen. And so you'll notice that a lot of her backgrounds, there's a different one for every single song because she has looked at the words to see what imagery might be important. And so there's a lot of creative play that you can do with it. So if you're a creative person at all, this is a good place for service.
That's very interesting. So as far as PowerPoint is concerned, are you Is it completely automated or timed with a song at all, or are you physically?
We're physically pushing the button.
Okay.
There's a little bit of skill to that as well. You have to kind of know your singers. If it's a song that they know like the back of their hand, you can just like advance it as needed. But if they don't know the song very well, you need to advance it like a word or two before the last word on the screen so that they're ready with the next slides up so they can see what's coming.
So is it difficult working with musicians?
You know, I would never say so.
Nobody will ever hear this.
Okay,
Speak freely.
Very
Drummers, I
good.
heard they're like really hard to deal with.
Cantankerous is the word, I
I want to
believe.
use the word diva, but no, I'm kidding. They're so great. I love them all, and they're so fun. Like, it's just a fun atmosphere when you come in on Sunday morning when they're.
So you come in on Sunday morning
Yeah.
and you start rehearsing essentially.
Yep.
All right.
So you don't do anything the night before. It's just you just come in Sunday morning.
The
or
day
when do you?
before, we come in, set it up, and so that it's ready to go the next day. And when we come in, minor adjustments here and there, but largely it's ready to go. And so it's just mostly getting the musicians acclimated to the changing of the slides and that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
We do that at 8 a.m.
on Sunday.
Sundays, yes.
But the night before you come in.
But the night
and
before I come in and get
get
it all
stuff
ready
ready.
to go, so it's ready and waiting for them when we get here.
Gotcha.
Very
Mm-hmm.
good. And how long does that usually take? You said 30.
It kind of like 30 minutes if I like backgrounds that we already have, but if I feel inspired to go looking for new backgrounds, or if it's Easter or Christmas, I like to look at the new things to see, because Igniter Media always has beautiful new backgrounds, and very often they kind of move a little bit, and that's nice. And so that might take me a while, just depending on how the Spirit moves me.
But if somebody felt, so inclined, they could come in on like Sunday if they needed to, or, it would be flexible, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Like if they got there like 30 minutes before everybody else, it's plenty of time to get it all set up.
Besides Vicky, does anybody else help you out?
Chris Ehlers has, she lives in town and she has done it in the past, so she knows it better even than I do. And Vicky is a quick study. She picked it up immediately. And, but the three of us are the only ones who know that program so far as I know, unless somebody is secretly out there knowing the program.
So if somebody was interested and wanted to come find out more, how would you suggest? Do you want them to come talk to you on a Sunday morning?
I would
Or
absolutely give them my number, and I would come over here and show them how to do it. The way that Vicki and I got to do it is we met on Saturdays like 2 or 3 times, and she would kind of watch the process, and then I would sit to the side, and she would be the pilot, and I would co-pilot. And by the time like 2 or 3 Sundays had passed, she knew exactly how to do it. And so we sit together the first couple of times, and then I always keep my phone by me, of course, everyone does. And so whenever she's working on it, if she's got a question, then I'm right there to answer. And if every now and again we switch out songs on Sunday, and it's a very easy switch to make. And so we just kind of take it easy. Like whatever the musicians need, that's what we do.
cool.
But the training is very quick.
And that's good, I think. I think a lot of people will not be as intimidated by this.
If they're worried that they have to type in all the words, they don't. The words are already there. All they have to do is just drag and drop them in and put a nice background behind it, and that's really the job.
Yeah, that's a lot more handy than
It is.
PowerPoint.
Which is why we love Proclaim. Yeah. For PowerPoint, we really did type every word.
So, but then as far as Sunday morning goes, you're on point though during the whole service, right? Because you do the songs and then you do the Gary slides.
And Gary is really great about saying, and it's going to be on the screen. And I'm like, oh, I heard that. And then I can advance while he's reading.
Gotcha. So yeah, but like I said, I mean, anything we can do to help you out, because obviously it's not good with only a couple people knowing what to do, and if it makes you feel uncomfortable if you, for some reason you can't be here, or
Like prom is coming. I'm the prom sponsor at my high school. And so that Sunday, since I've been out past, I don't even know when, I don't come in that Sunday. That's my one Sunday off in the whole year. But I'll need somebody to like take over that day.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You heard it here.
Yes.
I believe the verbiage was, if your heart is stirred with a skill, please step up.
Absolutely. No pressure, but April 28th.
Some of the skill can just be learning a new
Yes.
skill.
Yeah.
That is hard to do.
Don't be scared. But if you have the ability or a heartbeat, by all means, we could use the support and help.
And so far, only one time a year.
Yeah. That seems like not a lot to ask.
Not a lot to ask.
I don't think so at all.
All right. Do you have anything else you'd like to add about that position that we didn't think to ask?
I think that, well, a couple of things. Again, like if you use a computer at your work, you're going to be able to do this program. It is not difficult. And also, it's a lot of fun. The music ministry is like a little family inside a family. And so they are a lot of fun. They're hysterical on practice days. And so I highly encourage, just for the entertainment value alone, to come in and try this out and be around the band.
Awesome. And then again, if somebody wanted to, they could come and can they sit back there while you're...
Yeah, absolutely. And actually, there are kind of two things that you could volunteer for, like the setting of it up. Vicki likes to set it up, but she likes to focus during the sermon, which is an entirely valid thing to want to do. And so she doesn't want to advance the buttons while the sermon is going on. But it occurs to me that those are two separate jobs. And so if somebody wanted to advance the slides on Sunday or put it together the night before...
I see. So on a Sunday morning, you're just advancing slides.
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing any kind of prep while anything's
the prep
going
work
on.
has been done. Mm-hmm.
Well, Amanda, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank
Well,
you.
thank you for
Spending
having
some
me.
time with us.
Us amateurs.
It feels very... There's a lot of equipment here.
We
Oh,
appreciate it.
it's pretty astounding. Yeah, let me tell you.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you for everybody tuning in with us on this episode. And again, Amanda, thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Anytime you want to, if you want to redo something,
Okay.
just, it'll be real easy to edit out.
Okay.
It's like make a...
Never
Yeah,
mind.
there you go. That's yeah.
Well, actually, I'm not going to introduce you. You just introduce yourself. You say your name.
Why?
Or fine, of violet, purple, or scarlet material of fine linen. Did I just read that over again? Everyone. Okay, I'm going to start at verse 23 again.
Yeah, do that.
Goat's hair or ram skins, dyed red or fine, leather. What time of day is this?
Here, you wanna work your way, cover it up, work your way down the page. All right.
Verse 23.
Start that.
Okay.
That again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's your sign to yourself.
Dyed red or fine leather brought them. Why can't I read that correctly? This is
What's
so
the
horrible.
phrase? Where does it like? Where do you breathe?
Dyed red or fine
Dyed red.
or fine leather.
There you
Gotcha.
go. There
Okay.
it is. There it is.
Wow.
do
See,
that.
there's a thing messing me up here.
Do that again. Is that you need like the English standard?
I need
version.
somebody else with like a thing, or just someone else read.
All right.
Everyone who could make a contribution.
You put such a long verse to read.
Well, it'd be short.
Your community meditations are spot on, by the way, and this is
I'm focused.
in the presence of an English teacher.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm all nervous.
All right.
Okay.
Get some good be real.
Okay. Here we go again.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.